Sea turtles are some of the ocean's oldest living inhabitants and have been around for over 110 million years. Seven species of sea turtles grace our ocean, with 6 occurring in the Pacific alone. Here in the South Pacific, leatherback turtles are on the brink of extinction. For many years, sea turtles have faced many natural threats. But today, many sea turtle populations are threatened and face local extinction, and sea turtle conservation and recovery is a critical issue in Papua New Guinea. The good news, however, is that Pacific leatherback turtle populations can recover if given protection by the local communities, such as those along the coast of Papua New Guinea, and are a part of well-managed on-the-ground conservation projects. Interactions with longline, trawling, gillnet fisheries, and pollution, like plastics, are major threats to leatherback turtles. Poaching of turtles and their eggs, nest disturbance, and bad weather are all pushing leatherback turtles to extinction. In Papua New Guinea, turtles have provided nourishment in the form of eggs and meat for many years, and increasingly more so since World War II. Today, this local consumption with the added predation of eggs by dogs, coupled with so many other threats, are not giving the leatherback much hope. As human populations and the resulting impacts increase, and fishing continues to expand, the conservation actions of today are critical to prevent leatherback extinction. Sea turtle populations under effective conservation regimes are recovering. With on-the-ground interventions, we can make a difference. That is why today we have an ambitious international effort to help leatherback populations, working closely with communities along the Huon coast. Leatherbacks are the largest of all sea turtle species and the largest living reptile on Earth, growing up to 800 kilograms just by feeding mostly on jellyfish. The leatherback has a semi-rigid rubbery carapace which allows it to dive to incredible depths, over 1,000 meters, in search of prey. Leatherbacks swim great distances, often crossing the entire Pacific Ocean, a journey of well over 4,000 kilometers, and therefore spend most of their lives swimming the world's oceans. The Western Pacific Regional Fisheries Management Council and Dr. Nicholas Pilcher of the Marine Research Foundation are helping to address the leatherback turtle decline in a joint project with the communities of the Huon Coast. This Huon Coast leatherback turtle conservation program is now protecting one of the world's most important leatherback habitats. The beaches in Papua New Guinea offer a glimmer of hope if eggs and hatchlings can be protected. Scientists know that the most important requirement for turtle conservation is the continued survival of eggs and hatchlings on beaches, giving the turtles a head start on the greater problems of the world. Simply put, no eggs and no hatchlings mean no juveniles. No juveniles mean no adults. End of story. It's that simple. The biology and life cycle of turtles also introduces a number of other complications to turtle survival. Adult males and females grow in distant foraging grounds, and in the case of leatherbacks, this is far away at sea, as far as the Americas. Scott Benson, a scientist with NOAA, has tracked leatherbacks with satellite transmitters and discusses the results with John Ben.
So what are you looking at?
Well, I'm looking at our telemetry results for the last 10 years. from transmitters I've deployed in California and in New Guinea, looking at destinations of turtles from both foraging grounds and nesting beaches in the Pacific. That's a satellite link transmitter, one of the transmitters that was used to make this map. So this is attached to the leatherback turtles with a harness apparatus. And essentially these transmitters are like small computers. They collect data and store data. It will get information about the water temperature and the diving depth that the turtle is doing. And it'll send that, package that data, store it, and send it up through this antenna to a satellite. And when it does that, it'll also give us the position of the turtle.
What's the life of this computer? How long does it go on for?
Well, it's variable depending on which model we're using. On this particular type here, this should last for about 2 years.
When they have grown and passed sexual maturity, the adult turtles migrate great distances, often thousands of miles, to mating and nesting grounds. For a period of 1 or 2 months, the adults mate close to shore, and after this, the males return to their oceanic wandering phase. Females then spend a few weeks getting the eggs ready before emerging on the Papua New Guinea beaches to dig their great nests. A few weeks later, they return to lay another clutch of eggs and can continue doing this for another 2 or 3 times. Some 55 to 60 days later, the little hatchlings break out of their shells and climb upwards in the sand until they reach the beach surface. They are attracted to the brighter horizons over the ocean and run down to the sea to start their long journey to adulthood, some 15 years later. During this time, they will face numerous pressures. They will be food for fish living along the shores and to greater predators, large tunas and sharks, when they are palm-sized juveniles. They will face natural diseases and disorientation, and only a handful of each few hundred eggs is likely to survive and come back to nest many years later. As juveniles and adults, they will face pressures from industrial fishing boats and even from artisanal local fisheries. When they come to lay eggs, they will face pressures from larger predators such as crocodiles and even mankind. The eggs will face predation from pigs and dogs, and left unattended, few will survive. At sea, we can deal with impacts from fishing. Gear modification and choice of fishing grounds are 2 very promising options, but we can't deal with predators or diseases or other threats. So while turtles spend the vast majority of their lives at sea, it is on the beaches where we have the best chance of making a difference in their lives. Left with few other options, saving the adult turtles and protecting nests and hatchlings on Papua New Guinea's beaches is today a global priority and the interest of numerous conservation agencies. It is for this reason that the Huon Coast Leatherback Turtle Conservation Project got underway, building on the valuable works by independent communities over the years. Today, the project covers 7 nesting beaches that fall under the jurisdictions of the villagers who live at Labutali, Busama, Salus, Kamiali, Paiawa, Kobo, and Sapa. From the pioneering works at Labutali to the groundbreaking area closures at Kamiali to the network of many communities today involved with conservation, the Huon Coast and its people have the opportunity to make a difference to the survival outlook of one of the ocean's greatest treasures. Monitoring beaches and protecting nests is the most valuable contribution that Papua New Guinea can make to ensure the survival of the leatherback in the Pacific Ocean. As turtles come ashore to nest from October to March each year, communities in Papua New Guinea make a difference by choosing to safeguard the giant turtles and to make sure eggs are left undisturbed by humans and by dogs. While collecting data and marking the big mama turtles are both important for scientists to understand what is happening to each individual turtle, the most important aspect of the conservation work is the protection of adults and their nests and hatchlings. The project recognizes that the easiest way to achieve this is to work hand in hand with local communities to make sure their aspirations and conservation commitments are recognized and integrated into project activities. The overall success of this project will lie not with outside input and guidance, but by local commitments and a genuine concern over the leatherback and its future. The practical side of looking after turtles and their eggs lies in the hands of each community. Each morning, a team of 2 rangers needs to patrol the beaches looking for nests from the night before. Each nest needs protecting with a bamboo grid to ensure no dogs can dig up the eggs. Bamboo are selected and cut from the forest behind the beaches before being hauled out for splitting into roughly 8-foot long by 1-inch wide strips. These are then bound together and taken to the recent nesting sites where they are interwoven to form the protective nest grid. It's that simple, but more importantly, the materials are free and cost nothing more than a few minutes' work. Each nest needs a marker with a date the eggs were laid, the number of eggs, and any other important and relevant information. These markers serve also to announce to the public that these nests are protected by the project and in turn by the community. Records of the nest's GPS location, number of eggs, and date needs recording into the project ledger so that the nest can be found later on to check on hatching success. Rangers need to make sure these patrols are carried out each and every day of the season. They don't take long, and they don't use a lot of manpower, but they go a long way to ensuring the leatherback's survival. If nests are found too close to the water, they should be moved to a safer area further inland, but this must be done with care so that the eggs are not damaged. John Ben discusses moving a nest with the local community.
I'm good luck to me by Kia.
I'd walk here.
I'm walk here. I'm walking, go, and I'm giving me go, and I'm going to good luck, you me roushing low, and I'm supposed to do slow.
Once I change all the time.
I'm good luck, you me roushing here, and I should give number
You can give somewhere I have here. Maybe give me this was on this I have. You don't carry me.
All right.
Somebody may.
This lily up the soul, I'm no good to and good back up. Or I'm about to say me what I am, but I'm sure you can really go close to lab at the more lily. So because something you find a finish or kill stop, so by my soul more good, now put him more good, so you move him more good, it's easy to go, put him go back and come. Some of them more right, so let me see.
Some 2 hours finish. And you can touch him. That's all. And he stop wrong place. Yes, boss, you mean not touch him, stop. Alright. So what I come and look at them.
The eggs must be moved without rotating them or they will die. Here, rangers make sure that the eggs are kept upright. Rangers search out a new nest location close by that is away from potential hazards such as flooding by the sea or nearby rivers. The eggs are moved carefully and quickly to avoid drying out in the sun. And a new nest is dug using empty coconut shells to the depth of a normal turtle nest.
Bokengan am kibiana. Bokengan am kibiana, ma da kibia wangana do.
Maratu. Some newspaper bugui Otisa until March.
Oh, okay.
Gutisa until March. Banana the king do de. And that gutisa de go opime dung sit there. And the king pide me seven.
Oh, mga yan.
Once the new nest is prepared, the relocated eggs are counted once more and carefully placed back into the sand.
Good plan, imi suruh kami kam harap lo, ane nunggu di stall lap saja. Bawa wara pi, mau seluar kari wasan kam, makram api man mau kadana. Wara turun karang gitu ya, sam seni sim direction blend na, bawa pi. Selalu kasi imi kam puti mem lo ya. Bagat planti mo chance lo sampla kan sem buruk na kamatap. So planti kamatap em good plus, so sampla kamatap tu i good plan mo long. So basi milu si mo lahap na wara kam burkim na raw si musan mante mo legora.
Like all the other nests, the new nest also needs protecting with a bamboo grid.
Hatching, you meet the gymnast aga da area on panim kyo emino good. So you meet ram and new plat thinking. This at the way me stop straight long hole. Where kyo we stop. Okay, you may like having peg, you may measure him 1 foot. You come along here or 1 foot, you go along up there. Now you miss an peg. Where time to hatching. And by easy long you make come to this is peg and miss an up left or right. So but you meet the gymnast area, you find him easy.
During the peak of the nesting season, nighttime patrols are conducted to record details of the mama turtles. On the ground, project manager John Ben discusses with the beach rangers the tools and equipment they will need to carry for their turtle surveys each night. An internal tag scanner, measuring tape showing millimeter increments as accuracy is paramount. A global positioning system device to accurately log nest positions. A reliable waterproof watch. An internal tag applicator. A walkie-talkie. A weatherproof torch. Project data sheets and clipboard. It is critical to ensure that rangers have all the correct equipment before they go on patrol. Teams of 3 rangers should patrol delineated sections of the beach in search of adult turtles nesting at night. Turtles are particularly vulnerable to disturbance, and moving lights and people are things that scare a turtle while she is nesting. When a turtle is encountered, the team has to decide how soon she will lay eggs. If this is still a long way off, one member can remain behind with the turtle, whilst the others continue checking the beach. As the turtle begins to lay eggs, they should be counted and the nest marked. The following morning, a bamboo grid must be placed over this nest also. Each turtle should be checked for tags, both external metal tags and implanted microchips. The implanted microchips can be in either the left or right shoulder, and the special scanner is passed over the area until the tag ID is displayed. If the turtle does not have any tags, new ones can be applied after she has finished laying eggs. A one-use only applicator is used to insert the microchip tag under the skin of the left or right shoulder. The turtles also must be measured for length after they finish laying eggs by 2 independent observers to minimize error. Measurements must match before they are recorded on standard data sheets. By having 2 people record the same measurements, the project ensures only true and accurate data are recorded. Rangers should be quiet and gentle when handling the turtle and processing information. Turtles are particularly susceptible to these disturbances when they are emerging and while digging the nest. A turtle normally lays around 100 eggs, and so if she lays a lot less than this, there's a good chance she was disturbed while nesting. Rangers should take great care to minimize these disturbances. All data should be carefully recorded on the project's data sheets and handed in to field coordinators at the end of each shift. As each turtle returns to the sea, the team continues to check the beach. Some 50 to 60 days after the eggs were laid, baby hatchlings will be making their way to the sea. Early one morning, project scientist Nick Pilcher helps find out how successful the incubation was in the nest that was moved earlier.
Is this the one that's got 2 more days to go?
That's right.
All right, so we'll count hatchlings on this one. Set the others over there. Put it over here. All right. Oh, where was the center of the grid?
Here.
About here. All right. So if we count the hatchlings, you're always going to have a more accurate count than if you count eggshells. You know, at night on the beach you're counting eggshells. Or if the guys arrive when the turtle's laying eggs, you can't get the right count of eggs. The best thing is you come here 2 or 3 days before the hatchlings are coming. If you come here just before they're ready to come out, you can count the live hatchlings. What will be really nice is to see a whole bunch of live hatchlings and know that they got protected by the girls. Uh-oh, look, there you go. There you go. One. 4, 5. 77.
'The more hatchlings the grids protect, the more that will be able to run down the beaches and swim off in the sea. The data collected by communities each season help identify trends in turtle numbers and nest numbers over the years. Over the long term, this data is invaluable to track whatever happens to turtle populations, and the Huon Coast already boasts a good number of years of information. However, the trends are not as hopeful as turtles need them to be. When we compare today's nesting numbers with the data collected at Labu Tali back in the 1980s, there have been quite significant declines. Back then, some 300 turtles nested each night. These days, we see a fraction of this. When we look at data from Kami Ali from 2002 to 2007, the population appears to be in a slow decline. This suggests that there is still a long way to go, and the communities along the Huon Coast, with outside assistance where possible, can make a difference. Recognizing the commitment communities make to protecting leatherbacks, the project has partnered with local anthropologist Jeff Kinch from the University of Papua New Guinea and supports small development initiatives which benefit all members of each community.
Ja, kutla. Miama mas tumas. Long via plus school miama mas tumas long. Kain halbi ma toto project ki mo long kain incentive kam long school. Troigat planti heavy stuff for school long work, especially the site lo maintenance.
Yeah, maintenance.
You can look him long classroom buildings now this la. I mean need him planting maintenance long.
Okay, Busama 8 was. So you put in some lick money law community and send them to this place too.
Yeah, this is what incentive we come and now we play to maintaining this place 8 posts.
The project now links communities and research and monitoring efforts through a number of initiatives, from awareness films to a local newsletter, from community improvement incentives to the use of traditional knowledge. From data collection to nest protection, the turtles along the Huon Coast are now in good hands. Leatherback turtles are a legacy for us all. They exist in our oldest traditions and form an integral part of our culture. They tell of distant and marvelous voyages and inspire our children to dream of a greater world. They grace our beaches and build on the ocean's endless parade of life. And on the Huon coast, they are a symbol of our community concern and of our caring and gifted society. Standing together, proud of our cultural and natural heritage, all of us along the Huon coast can and do make a difference, as each season the majestic leatherback turtle returns to our shores.